Mine's dead.
We need to
Oh, yeah,
firebomb all the pimps.
My second favorite comedian's dead.
What? Who's
Oh,
that?
we're live.
Ooh, that's a nice hat, Raven.
Robin Williams.
Well, not a hat, but you know what I mean. It's a beanie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh boy. All right. Well, welcome to the podcast where we fight and argue with an ungodly number of people in a single chat over the final episode in this volume.
Of this show that we
There's
all
been-
love and hate so much.
There's been
Speak for
30
yourself, I
minutes of
just love
bullshit.
it.
So before
I
all
love
this,
it
so
too. I'm just saying for other people.
The intros, Raven, intros.
oh yeah, okay. Whew. Here. We got a list of people. Okay, start here. Right there. We got Willis right above me. Oh, that's where my green screen is. Right there. Okay, Willis right above me. Dylan above me. Marcel is above Dylan.
Hey,
Mexican Necro is above Willis.
Yo!
God. Holy shit, these intros are gonna be a bitch. Alright, good thing we only do this once a season. Fuck. Alright,
Wait,
down
we
bottom
have
bottom right
we
corner,
have 11
we've got
people once a season?
Lacey. And then right above that, blue hair is Kato. The unholy screaming is Satori.
That would be me.
Above that is Dora, which she has yet to make it here. She was so excited for all of this and then didn't show up.
I almost didn't show up if I didn't realize that it was 6:48 my time. I was like,
So
oh,
disappointed,
snap.
man. So disappointed.
And then
I was
right
playing
above
Warframe. That was
Dora,
fun.
we have our one and only Naomi. And then above that, we have Echo. Oh, God, I shouldn't have done that. My dog's name is Echo.
Yeah.
Why don't I get a one and only?
Just call her Jen. Wait, did I just totally reveal your real name? Oops.
Seriously, dude. It's not like I'm not all over the internet anyway, I guess.
Whoa!
Not like that, though.
You would be
Not
now.
like that.
So where?
Don't tell me more.
You set yourself up for that one.
I did.
So what I'm hearing is that there's certain websites that you have to be. Oh, I'm just going to drop it there. All right.
No, just the normal ones, you know, YouTube, Facebook,
RedTube.
Instagram.
What?
Daddy Hunt.
No!
Don't give the internet ideas.
It's the internet. The idea was put in their heads before you even said it.
Whoa!
Well, I mean, not wrong, but... All right, so, season finale. Everything, just
Everything.
everything.
Good God.
I call
Um,
that flaccid with a capital F.
That's... Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would disagree with that.
I was very disappointed.
You were disappointed?
In
With
the
the
finale, yes.
I was actually impressed.
I was...
I was just disappointed. It seemed very blasé.
But then again,
It's like-
considering the last episode, it does feel like a very anticlimactic episode compared to last episode.
to the
Yes.
to all the last seasons, really. I mean, they all had more interesting wind downs than this, really. It kind of showed up and just happened. There was no real there's nothing that just stood out at the end of this volume. They got
Really?
back together. That was
Really?
about it.
That is literally all
That's
you
literally-
need.
That's it though. I mean, we had
Everything
huge...
else is just like icing.
He's gonna cook you 911 wings.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing though. We all knew the problem with the finales. We all knew exactly how it was going to end, and so it was just very bleh. Didn't come out
Use your
to
words.
anything.
I was expecting Oscar to get pissed at Osp.
Well, I expected
I was
there to
too.
be more of a fight between Yang and Raven. Instead, it was just like talking, not even
Okay.
all that aggressively. Like I expected there to at least be some kind of verbal argument.
I didn't really expect too much of Naga. I did kind of expect Yang to do what she did, and Raven to just finally, in a way, cave. It was only a matter of time.
I myself was not really expecting a fight between the two because A, Yang had one arm. B, even if all of Raven's little dust blades had broken, she could probably still kick her ass. And the fact that she's a maiden, like honestly, I was gonna.
I didn't expect them to fight, but I expected there to be more of a hostile exchange between them. Yeah.
Though I really, in a way, wasn't expecting Raven to actually shed tears.
I did.
Yeah, that was a little unexpected.
I kind of called it that.
That kind of made me raise an eyebrow.
That shocked me.
I mean, it finally made her show emotion other than the fact that maybe anger, but at least it finally showed a different emotion.
Nevermore.
Yeah.
Development.
But
Do you know why?
Every time I come in here.
was I the only one kind of pissed off about Yang and her explanation to Crow?
Honestly, I can't really remember what the explanation
She walks up there, and Crow
And she
asks
says-
what happened, and she just says, Cinder's gone and Raven's gone. And that was her explanation to Crow.
And Vernal
Nothing
is dead.
that...
Yeah.
Yeah, and Vernal's dead. Didn't tell... Oh, by the way, she's the maiden. Didn't tell her about anything that happened. Just said they're gone, and that's that. There's details that should have been elaborated to Crow there that are very important.
Well, the most important things that were pretty much what she said. She said the most important things that were needed to be known. She didn't know really much else than what she told Crow.
We don't need unnecessary
Plus,
details.
you don't want to just go around letting everybody know that she's a maiden. Like, that's obviously a secret. It's kind of something you might want to tell in private. Be like, hey, in addition, there's this thing to take into consideration.
Also,
More or less behind closed doors kind of a thing.
Exactly. That's why a lot of people didn't know that it was actually Raven that was the Spring Maiden. Everyone thought it was Vernal.
And as far as we know, even neither Crow nor Ozpin knew that she was a maiden either.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So-
We can't say that for sure, of course, because it is for all we know. All they knew is that Raven had the Spring Maiden at one point.
Don't you want to continue that thought?
I feel like one thing I did love in this volume is like the big reveal of Raven, Spring Maiden. Like the moment that got said, from Last Surprise from Persona 5, the first thing that just played in my mind was just, "You'll never see it coming."
Oh, good lord.
Oh my god, yes!
It was such a serious moment, but like I found myself laughing purely because that was the first thought I had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else, if you think about it? The way that she kind of went about saying that it was her being the Spring Maiden. Imagine if it was like Yang getting angry. It's almost like the same effect, but kind of not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
So I'm like, okay,
she's
I
like,
can see where Yang
because
gets from.
Vernal isn't the Spring Maiden.
I am.
Also, I want to say that the most hype moment in the series, not for the series, but in the season for me, was the between her and Cinder. And like the moment like Cinder was like falling, I'm like, bye, bitch! Cinder fell because she's Cinder.
Yes!
It's back, Felicia.
I was so happy to see that. I was dancing around.
Yeah,
Like,
that gives me a
And at the
hypothetical.
end, like if you listen really carefully, you can hear a shatter effect. Like the music
We
stops,
don't know
and
if
I'm like,
Cinder's
yes,
actually dead.
yes.
No, but she probably is. Let's be honest.
She's
I
probably
mean,
not.
she first of no, but her aura was depleted. She was frozen solid, and then she fell down a hole.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they,
really
unless you see them die, the rule is unless you see them die on screen, they're alive. We
Well,
thought
yeah, I know.
we thought Ozpin was dead. We didn't see him die on screen. He's alive. The
Well,
precedent has already been
I
set.
never expected Ozpin to be dead.
We don't. We don't even know Cinder's motivations or like any form of character whatsoever. They still need to build that up.
I think what it is for Cinder is from what we know at this point, it was probably power, because she turned herself half Grim.
Well, like 20% Grin.
And for the sake of taking Maiden's powers forcefully.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also, I'm gonna be a little slow with the month, guys. I am trying to switch everything up from my brother's car to my mom's Jeep for the baby.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, what kind of Grim is she supposed to be?
That
guys,
was talking. It's very quiet.
Her arm is kind of like a Geist arm.
Mm-hmm.
The spectral one that possesses things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Also, what was up with Emerald?
Well, she had a
breakdown that Cinder didn't come back up.
Yeah. And that did give me a hypothetical boner, just like I said in the RWBY family.
Nothing like a boner of hypothesis.
I learned something new today.
Yes, because there's a child watching this, so I'm not... Okay, I said the word anyway, but whatever.
He's gone now.
Okay, good.
It's like, listen, you get 5 minutes, all right? You can watch this for 5 minutes before everything goes tits up.
See, at least I'm not the only one.
He's 9. He has the attention span of a goldfish.
So 5 seconds.
You hypothesize, then get a big boner.
Just don't. Whatever it was you were doing, just stop.
Nobody gets that joke.
Oh boy.
Also, I just want to say, like, it was really, I was happy, but also a little underwhelmed when like Hazel shocked Nora. Like I knew what would happen, but I thought like she'd throw him farther, because that was basically just more of like a wrestle throw as opposed to like actually throw across the room.
Dude, that was like the best part of the whole episode.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh yeah."
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting her to do like a big old over-the-shoulder throw, like throw him into the wall and.
Well, he was grabbing her by the head. She didn't have much leverage.
Yeah.
I was really hoping just to see like a reverse Hulk moment, like instead of just have her just bounce him around the floor a few times. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Like she gets.
It would have been nice if he had bounced around the room like the bandit that Yang said at the beginning of it. That was.
Oh, you mean
Ding,
guy?
ding, 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 ding. But there was a lot of like hate over that one little thing that they did.
That's a semblance. He was a rubber doll. That's a semblance.
It was the Luffy of RWBY.
He was the semblance is pinball machine. That's what it was.
I mean, well, you also had Weiss that used that grid to pull Hazel all the way back. Mind you, she doesn't like stab him in the heart with it. No, she just stabs him to pull him back.
Do you think you've done from this? Get your ass back here.
Get over
Nothing
here.
be that easy. Ha!
Also, how did he not have a hole in his spine?
No, he did have a hole. It's hard to tell because his clothes are dark. But I noticed like a little subtle detail that yes, the hole left by that Lancer wound was still there.
Yeah, it was there.
Why is his spine not in two?
Could we sidebar for like 1 second and talk about, speaking of holes, the fact that when Blake comes...
Oh no.
The fact that when Blake comes in and
I didn't start this. For the record, I didn't start this. This was all Kato. Wherever this is going, this is all Kato.
That's not even me.
Speaking of holes...
That sounded like Kato, whatever. There's too many people here.
Yeah.
Just let him talk.
So, when Blake comes over and they have their small little mini reunion, and Blake asks if Weiss is okay, Weiss is just like, "Nah, I'm fine. I was just, I thought you were the quiet one." And she still has the giant stab wound.
Yeah.
Didn't get to do that. It fell down.
Excuse me? I'm not okay.
is a hole right there.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a hole
no.
anymore.
Little scrapes and bruises. Oh, and a giant hole in the side of
He
body.
doesn't have the hole anymore. John
But
had amplified
the
her
hole's
aura to
gone.
heal
But
that.
just
It's just a hole
No,
in
the
the clothes.
hole is literally gone. The only thing that's
Yeah.
left is the tear in her clothes. That's it.
Yeah, and the blood
Stick
stain,
you in
but
her
that's
clothes
it.
and the blood around it.
The idea of it.
I mean, if I got literally put into a mortal stab wound and was completely healed from it, and then my friends are like, "You all right?" I mean, I'm alive. I'm not gonna be like, "I was dying." No, like that.
Goodbye, earballs.
No, I'm like, I'm alive. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna be panicking. Like, shit.
Oh, you know what?
Meanwhile, like,
But-
if I was in Weiss's situation, I probably would have looked at Cinder and, like, if I heard that Cinder was gone, I'd probably be like, "Ha ha! You can't kill me, bitch, if you're dead!"
Hold on. Bitch, I lived.
Speaking of Cinder,
She should just go down there and just throw a rock down.
My
Here
friend, my
in her
teammate,
eyes.
Why would be like, are you afraid of my outliving now?
Yeah, just texted me this. I lived, bitch.
Just shut up. Everybody shut up. Okay. One at a time. Okay. Who wanted to say something?
I was
I mean, I
just
wanted to
wanting
make a joke,
say,
but
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Echo,
Oh,
go
oh.
first.
yeah, go. You go.
I was just wanting to say, speaking of Cinder and her epic death, I love the artwork that you have there because it captures that fear in her eyes that we saw as she fell into the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just won.
I'm going back
One.
inside because that's everything.
Alright.
You know, that's
Who else wanted to say something?
Well, it depends. What's the subject?
Anything. You guys were
RWBY.
literally talking like
everything.
one at a time. Like, hold up.
No.
I mean,
No,
I
we knew
wanted
what was going to happen with
to
this.
backtrack.
It's like Athens in here.
Just like Athens.
Only the
No,
strong survive.
I'd compare it to a chicken farm.
Hey, I live on a
That's not
chicken
really
farm. Well, not a farm.
I killed a
But we have
chicken
chicken.
once.
We do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, but I killed it because I was having a bad day and it pecked me.
Oh, I
That's
send my son out to kill them so we can have them
That's
for dinner.
normal, you sociopath.
Okay,
yeah.
first, okay, there's a method to this because it wasn't just the peck
Off
that
topic. Off
that
topic.
put me over.
All right,
Like,
we,
Okay.
earlier,
Off topic.
Hold on.
earlier I
No one wants to hear about your cock, Marcel. No one wants to hear about the cock.
Okay, shut up. Shut up.
we're here to talk
It
about
wasn't a chicken.
Rubik.
It wasn't a cock.
Everybody, shut up. Everybody shut up. Okay? Let's stop talking about chickens.
It's all read,
It's all good.
calibrate, breathe. It's a
Calibrate.
lot of
all right?
people.
One at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time.
Okay.
Stop deliberating
Raven,
about other
you're
people's
the
cocks.
host. You go first.
But see, it's much more fun just watching the chaos ensue and then try to backtrack it. But
End your life.
anyways,
I mean,
but what?
Okay.
Finish it. Finish it. Don't be a bitch.
finish it.
Finish it.
Let's say like I wanted to backtrack to the whole conversation because before I get balloon out of the way, the conversation that we were,
Rewind.
Ruby rewind.
Rewind.
That the whole conversation we were discussing about the whole interaction between Raven and Yang.
I thought it was alright.
I mean, I thought it was probably, if it wasn't for the whole team reunion that happened right there the last couple of minutes of that season, I probably think that was probably the most memorable moment in the entire episode, hands down. The reason why...
hand down.
I think,
The sigh of
Oh,
defeat.
dude.
Oh god.
Nice.
Saving that.
Just saying.
Kato, I owe you a big thanks later.
appreciate it.
I just wanted
That-
to commit. I just wanted to commit to the conversation with a random thought that I had. When Nora freaking absorbs all that electricity from
Hazel.
Hazel, yes. For some reason, I started singing Led Zeppelin in my head. Because I watched
seems
Thor Ragnarok.
appropriate.
Because I watched Thor Ragnarok, and there's like this scene where like he starts shooting at everything. There's Led Zeppelin. That's what that reminds me of.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
That's my random thought.
Hello.
Is this a missing person?
this is the replacement for the missing person. This is the good doctor. He's made it in.
How is everybody?
Hey,
Good
doctor! What's up, doc?
The good doctor. David Tennant's here?
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck?
What's up, doc?
Scrooge McDuck?
What's happening?
We're not screwing ducks.
No, you're just killing him.
That is Scrooge McDuck, bro.
That was a chicken, not a
Oh,
duck.
it is duck season.
Okay, let's not deliberate over other people's problems with cocks, okay?
Again,
dear
it was a
All right,
chicken,
I
not a
mean,
cock.
all right,
I have
all right.
no
Back on
problem
topic.
with them.
Shut up. Back on topic.
Okay. Since we're talking about cock, I'm gonna pass it to Marcel.
What? What? It was a chicken. It wasn't a cock. Jeez.
Oh my.
There's a difference.
No, but now that we're on that topic, I'm gonna pass
Now
it
that we're
to
on the
you.
topic, we can look. Watch this segue. We're talking about chickens. Watch this segue. Watch it, and how they fucking ran like a bitch. Fucking okay. So
Oh yeah, Leo. Okay, the most disturbing part of that scene with Leo was like the freaking squishing and splattering noises.
I wanted
think
to
it-
see him die.
I think it was soothing.
Gruesome?
I think it would have been better on screen.
What did she stab?
Whoa.
This is supposed to be a children's show, you know.
No,
Don't
it's
just
not.
show
No,
somebody.
they announced that at the end
Bro,
of
it all got disemboweled,
going into
bro.
season 3. There's actually a post on the RT page that says, "If your kids are watching this, heads up, it's about to get really bad."
Oh,
Whoa.
well, I stand corrected then.
And my,
Well, and I mean,
my
any
opinion-
good parent should preview a show before allowing them to watch it.
Yeah.
Also, Bernal
Yes.
got freaking almost disemboweled, bro. Before
Yeah, but
this.
we didn't get to see any organs. She just saw the hand
wish-
go inside her.
I would have loved that. Just watching her like
Like a
slowly
light
drag
up
out
with
her intestines.
well,
Oh jeez.
twofold on the whole. Well, twofold on the whole Leo death thing. First off, it can leave us to our imagination, so that you are able to think, "Oh, she pulled his lower intestine out of his anus."
No, it went into that.
Or,
Whoa.
No, more like
What
stretched.
the-
It's like so far apart his organs fell through his ass.
or maybe, and the other excuse is like they couldn't be able to animate something like that.
Yeah, they have enough
I don't
problems
know, I just
animating
see her
characters
kinda,
as
like,
it is.
Sucking his
Don't give him
life
any more
force
work to do.
until something implodes.
I heard sucking and loads.
I heard
I'll
him.
just leave the rest to your imagination.
Marcel,
Marcel bouncing with that
Pretending I heard
imagination.
nothing.
that's
I
smart.
said-
She kind of glitched out. I didn't hear all everything that she said. She kind of glitched out. I'm sorry. That's all I heard. Sucking and loads.
said.
Marcel, that's why
why?
everything you people say is something in load.
We're gonna have to have a Marcel timer. Hold on.
We need
Yes.
I gotta get a timer up.
Marcel has a
We
dirty,
need to
dirty
count.
mind because he's a dirty, dirty boy.
Okay,
We
that
need
one
to count
wasn't
these
on
guys.
He's a dirty
purpose.
boy, like a really rowdy boy, just a rowdy, dirty boy.
Maybe y'all just do vanilla.
Just have a counter at the bottom of the screen for every time Marcel interrupts us with a dirty joke.
Okay, that one wasn't all
We should
me.
totally do
Let
that.
me see. Is this gonna
That
show
one
up?
wasn't all me.
Okay. The Marcel timer. All right.
How long until he interrupts with a dirty joke? Yes.
It has been 0 days since the past Marcel dirty joke. Like we have like it's like there's like paper but like sheets on it.
It needs to be. There has been 0 hours since. I mean, this is on an
Yeah.
hourly basis at this point.
Yeah.
But, anyways,
It's a bit short.
so
Yeah.
the Belladonna arc from the whole season wrapped up to smashing the
running
back
away.
of Adam's head and teaming up with Team RWBY. That was her arc was probably the best arc of of the volume.
Yeah, I did rather enjoy it.
I did too.
It was pretty fun to watch.
Also, my boy Sun, the hunky monkey.
Yes,
Son.
yes. God, I love Sun.
Second best character.
So,
Weiss is worst.
I was torn.
Yang and Raven's confrontation at the vault. Who else didn't expect Raven to cry?
I really didn't.
I didn't. But, well, I didn't see it coming, but I wasn't surprised.
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't expecting her to cry, but I wasn't shocked by it either.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't expecting her to be the Spring Maiden, and we all know how that turned out, so.
Oh, I saw that.
Kato, what did you say? Because I heard everybody else, but I heard you start to say something. You didn't get to finish. What?
The reason behind why she did cry. No one know why.
Well, Yang got to her.
Yeah, because Yang was like showing the courage that she could not show, because her reaction to, knowing about Salem was, I need to run away, I need to protect my tribe, and Yang is like, I'm gonna stand for me and for my friends and for all the people of Remnant in a way. I guess that was part of the reason, at least.
I fight for my friends.
All right.
I pray some of you have gotten that book.
All right, so we saw Belladonna Arc, and we saw them meet up with the rest of. We saw her meet up. Anybody else think the Sun was smooth as butter at the end? That whole tail and like
smooth as butter. Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
He's just smooth as shit.
Wait, what?
Like that was perfect. Like that could not have been any better.
I hope one day I can have a boyfriend like Sun.
Yes, Sun makes my heart go pitter patter.
Well, I wouldn't say boyfriend, but maybe like a bang buddy.
Bang buddy?
Yeah,
I'm not the serious relation type.
See, I need a Nora in my life. No one can handle the energy.
You need someone who knows how to handle a hammer.
We all know that
handle the hammer.
Is just ran. That's all.
You wanna know how
He's just ran sexual.
You wanna know how smooth Sun is? You wanna know how smooth Sun is? His hair is actually butter.
Oh,
I can't believe it's not butter.
With sweet cream and calcium. All right. Everybody judge. No. Nobody judge Raven. All right.
We're everybody judge Raven. We're judging.
Do anything.
Okay, if we're gonna judge him, we need the scrum debate from Danganronpa 3.
Oh God, can we not Danganronpa right now?
That
Mostly because I've only heard of it.
All right. So,
wait, what are we doing?
Nothing at all. All right. So we saw.
Okay.
Nobody's doing anything.
That's typically the game plan. So, Team RWBY's back together. Woohoo! All right.
Yeah.
So
Yay!
what's the next step for the remaining of Team Ranger?
I honestly think they're going to be staying with RWBY.
We're gonna kill them off.
Do not say that.
You shut up.
Do not give Rooster Teeth any ideas.
I just can't see Team Ranger leaving Team RWBY. I can't. Especially and what all they've been through. I don't see them leaving anytime soon.
Oh, actually, now it's just Team Junior, J and R. There's no double R.
Or they'll take all 4 letters of Team RWBY and Team Ranger and combine it into something. Make a whole new team.
Team Ranger.
Team Ranger. RWBY Ranger. It's Team RWBY Ranger.
Oh my God.
Yes!
Go, Ruby Ranger.
Ruby Ranger, let's go.
Ruby,
Ruby
reporting
Ranger.
Ruby.
Or Ranger Ruby.
Oh my god.
That
It's
has the
the
potential
Ranger
to either
Ruby
be
now.
great or terrible.
Well,
Let's
wait,
roll
no,
that
no,
Coming up
no,
with like
Let's
names
None
roll.
of that would make sense.
7 letters.
None of that
Let's
would make
roll
sense.
that dice.
Wait, none of that would make sense only because think about it. The only reason why it was Ranger with the R because of Ruby. So if you put Ruby back with Team Ruby, it wouldn't make sense. It would still be Ruby and then NJR.
But Ruby's
That's
leading
it.
2 teams now, so she gets to be in there twice.
Ruby Jr.
Bam! 2 leaders. Bam!
Ruby Jr.
There you
See,
go.
no, it's because Pyrrha
That's better than
is
1
with
Ruby,
Ruby.
2 Rubies.
She had to breathe some of that dust in. Just saying.
Oh no.
Oh,
Ooh,
God.
I know where that
Why?
other R is. It's her weapon, Crescent Rose, the R in Rose.
Wait,
Bam, right there.
wait. You know what we could do? What they could do? They could change Oscar's surname to his actual first name, and then it would be Team Juniper again.
He has a point.
What?
That's also
Oscar
something
Pine.
that could-
B,
That's
I don't
also
think I
something
want to
that's
spend
been
50
around.
bucks on
Yeah.
Courthouse Oscar's name.
Okay, one thing I've been hearing a lot at like different Ruby at conventions is everyone swears that there's going to be a character or 2 coming back, like character 2 or 3 coming back in volume 6.
Neo, come back, please.
Okay, here's the characters that I keep hearing people speculating about. Some people say that it's going to be
Neo? Neo?
Penny coming back after being rebuilt, but she's
don't
going to
know.
have her old
Yeah.
memory
I don't
chip.
Yeah.
Some
I want
people say it's
Penny.
going to
Oh,
be
that.
Velvet.
Oh,
Some people say it's going to be
Yes.
Neptune. Some people say it's going to
Yes.
be Neo, and that she's going to do
Yes.
something that would make even Neo fans hate her. And then some people say it's going to be all of Team Coffee, and some people say it's going to be all of Team Sun.
Well,
Yes.
here's the thing.
All of
With
Team
Penny,
Funky.
it's confirmed that she's gone. She's not coming back. It's been
Who?
confirmed.
Who's that
Damn.
come back?
Penny.
Oh, Penny, yeah.
Penny is not coming back. That's been
But see,
I
confirmed.
mean,
Penny-
even if they rebuilt her, her soul is just gone now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
here's the
that-
problem with Penny though. It's like
Good.
during when Penny died, the team was
Good.
very much still focused around Monty and where his plan to go with it was. And we've seen a huge change from that, so we might possibly see Penny come back just due to the fact of how far they've stepped away from
Screw
what
that.
we saw Monty was trying to do.
Yeah,
So
but even after that volume, they said she wasn't coming back.
yeah, but that was still when Monty when that was the last volume Monty had worked on. I mean, we've seen significant changes from the Monty style and the Monty
I
concepts.
mean, I also see how because
So-
Raven did say people can't have they've been able to bring people back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that as well, but when I know they definitely confirmed these deaths, especially even Summer Rose. But Summer Rose wasn't ever really intended to be a real character, just part of Ruby's backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we need to
You
know
want a
more
fun
about.
thing? You want a fun thing?
Well, what
It's like
backstory?
she had like Ruby had this still hasn't had much of a character arc.
Nope.
Not
I
really,
agree.
no.
Nope.
Yeah.
We'll
But
get it.
yeah, I really want to see like Coco and Velvet come back at the very least.
Nope.
Yeah, that I would like.
I want to
Even
see.
if
I
it's
really want to
Velvet.
see Coco and Velvet have a part in the story.
Nope.
But
Maybe when they
fun
come
thing.
back,
Well-
maybe when they come back to Beacon, or to like, I don't know. At some point, I'll assume they'll go after the relic at Beacon to try to keep it safe. So maybe then.
Maybe then we'll see
Well, the
them back.
relic's
But you know
still
why
at
Penny died?
Beacon.
Nope.
I mean, I would like to see, Glinda Goodwitch come back as well.
I want to see.
Nope.
I want to see Glinda. I want to see
Yeah.
Glinda come back, but part of me
That's-
feels it's unlikely because like both voice actresses for her have quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, one they fired, the other one quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Glenda had 2 voice actresses?
Yeah,
I
we
think she
got
had
booted.
another, but I know she had one definitely that got fired.
Yeah, that's the same one that voices Tex.
Yes.
I miss Tex, but the reason why
Everybody
Penny
misses
died
Tex.
because he wasn't Pennywise.
How dare you?
But, like, I mean, I know they also have others that have left Rooster Teeth, but they still come back to voice their characters,
Well, the
which
voice
are...
actress for Weiss
I know
left that.
Weiss and
Blake.
Blake, I know they're not with Rooster Teeth anymore, but they still come back to voice them.
But Ray didn't come back to voice X-Ray and Vav.
Well, that's because X-Ray and Vav was just a one-off Achievement Hunter in-joke series. It was not a show. It was not a show. Let's be frank. I'm gonna be frank. That was not a show. That was just an in-joke.
It was also pretty funny. It had 2 seasons, and I liked it.
Also, I think one of the main differences is the fact that when I believe it was Kathleen Zulik who was voicing Tex.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
If memory serves, I don't think it was a very happy proceeding when she left. I think it was a very cut and dry leaving thing.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that.
Whereas with Kara and Aaron, they still come back. They're still on very good terms with Rooster Teeth. So Kathleen's probably not going to come back for Glenda or anything because of that reason.
Yeah, which we don't even know anything of the reason. It's just all we know is that it just ended like ass. I mean,
no, Kathleen's whole thing was that she kind of badmouthed one of the girls at Rooster Teeth. It was Ashley Jenkins.
Ooh.
Yeah, she badmouthed her pretty badly. And saying, like, oh, the only reasons why she's gotten this much success is because she's Bernie's fiance and all that.
So... Which great taste, by the way.
Listen, nobody say anything about Ashley Jenkins, okay? We don't need Rooster Teeth up her ass any more than they already are, all right?
No.
So nobody say anything bad about Bernie and his old lady because oh my god, they're gonna
I wasn't.
I mean, oh my god, she's not old. She's really young
I
and beautiful and oh my god.
Ass.
I'm not. I'm just. I'm 100% just talking shit because. Fuck it. All right, so back on topic. We're getting there slowly but surely. Back on topic. All right, so we saw all that go down.
We saw Adam run away.
Saw Adam run
like a bitch.
Why?
Because
has nobody? Do y'all think anybody has had it click what the hell Emerald semblance is? Like, do you think after that last, like Team RWBY or any of them has that clicked with anybody?
Hallucinations.
Well, yeah, no, we know that. Does Team RWBY know about it? That's what I'm curious of because, as far as Aang knows, she still had a hallucination back in Volume 3.
Well,
does
Team now?
Well, did they? Do you think Team RWBY put 2 and 2 together? Because I mean, they've had mental degradation since Season 3, so.
Well, yeah, they'd probably end up putting 2 and 2 together at that point instead of. Well, I mean, of course, they'll probably get 4 at the end of the equation instead of putting 2 and 2 together and getting chocolate bar, but, you know.
Which, I would love to get one right now.
2 and 2 equals yes.
Yeah. And then, so we had, and then with that part, this is a nitpick, I'll admit. The animation for that part had wind in it.
Wind?
Like, yeah. That it animated the giant what's her face?
Salem.
You always forget her name.
I forget. Fuck Salem. Salem's. I don't know. Fuck Salem. But she hallucinates a giant Salem, and Weiss's hair, Weiss's combat skirt, Ruby's combat skirt, all that stuff flows with wind as if there was wind. It's a hallucination. There's no fucking wind.
What if that was her getting the maiden powers?
I call that.
No.
I say it was.
No.
I say it was.
I refuse to believe that. Nope.
I say it was light. I say it was the light breeze from the fact that there was a giant hole in the lobby. So
that could have been.
Say there would probably be a light breeze.
Yes.
Well, if you look at that animation, that is way more than a light breeze.
I jest.
Well, it's night.
And honestly, though, if Cinder is dead,
Which, let's hope so.
Maiden powers go to except Emerald.
Well, you gotta remember, if they don't have anyone their last thoughts, it does go out to a random young girl, which I myself completely forgot as well.
Which, that makes me qualified, okay? I'm still waiting. But
And myself.
Well, you better
I'm gonna get so much shit for doing that now. Oh god.
Well, you better put a fucking skirt on, buddy.
Alright, I'll be back.
Is there... s-
So kawaii.
So kawaii.
God, no. You are not nearly gay enough to make that voice.
I don't have to.
Kawaii.
And Marcel
kinda
knows.
have to be.
Marcel knows about that.
Nah, no, sir. Are you judging me? Because that's not right.
That's homophobic.
You
See, he can do that because he likes dick. But you can't.
This conversation makes me want to kill myself.
All right, children of the corn. Number one.
Oh god. Okay. Shh. Back on topic. God, y'all fucking oh my god. Horrible. Horrible. Alright, so.
We are horrible.
Yeah, that's why we get along.
That's why you love us.
Well, tolerate us, let's be honest.
Yeah, love's a bit of a
How are
strong
you?
word.
I love
Yeah.
you.
I love me.
I love you.
I love me and
I
Girl
love
Scout
me.
cookies. I'm out of those.
Yes.
Like, I don't ever eat sweets. Fucking Girl Scouts were outside of my damn Walmart and I spent $20. Gosh damn it.
Nice.
They're like, what, $4 a box? Jesus Christ.
Did it like pull a knife on you or something? Jeez. Just say no.
No!
Like you
No!
buy these cookies,
You
you
can't
like
say
it.
no! No, you can't say no to those girls. They get all heartbroken. It's so sad.
Well, that's the thing about those Girl Scouts. Their cuteness is like a knife.
I
They
know!
practically are mugging
So
you.
evil. Alright, back.
no.
Wait.
No.
We got off topic. Damn it!
Girl Scouts aren't people, okay? Girl Scouts aren't people.
What are they?
Girls are the
They're
devil.
not real human beings. They're aliens that work for the Illuminati that are trying to sell us cookies so we can secretly fund the Illuminati.
I don't care. As long as they keep making Samoas, I will throw them
I'll
my
be
money.
right back, but as soon as I'm back, I have something I want to talk about.
Alright. So,
Ruby.
okay, so we've obviously had a lot of controversies with the finale.
Sieg Heil.
To say the least.
To say the least.
I-
Yeah. So,
Little to no problem with it.
alright, so we saw everybody get away. The only villain that got boned in that whole situation was Cinder, which she's still alive until we have
Debatable,
100%
but okay.
No, it's not debatable. We didn't see her die on screen. She's alive. It's fine.
I'm messing with you, just go.
She's fucking fine. All right, which I really wish she wasn't. Bitch needs to
Good
die. How much damage does fucking Hazel take? And then
All of
Yes.
it?
All the
Right.
damage.
And then also her what the hell's the name of the giant bee that White summoned in?
Green Lancer.
Green Lancer.
Which was
So-
JFK's nickname, bro.
She summons that in. We saw another lack of fight scene that really should have been in.
You
Because
don't need a
all
fight
that
scene to
happens-
get
Yes.
speed, bro.
Hazel shoots it with a fireball fist one time and it fucking
Well,
explodes.
it also had electricity in that fireball.
I'm
What I'm
going
He had
saying
both.
is that-
No, he had both.
what
When
I'm-
he goes outside, he hits himself with the second one. Suck
Guys,
it.
guys.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
Yeah,
is
no, he
that
had both.
Hazel is actually
He
not
double
to.
dosed.
But even then,
What
though,
do
we saw this monster that when Weiss had to fight it, it took tons of damage, took dust blasts from hell, and
This is a Christian server.
poof.
She's
And then-
still a novice at summons. She's only been doing summons for not that very long.
Yeah, but the problem is like one shot. That's all we see. The problem isn't that it died. I'm totally content with it just exploding. My problem
It'll be
is
cool if, like,
it just
cool if,
all
like,
we saw of that fight scene was a thrown fist and the damn thing explode. Like what? The
It
hell?
didn't really explode.
forget.
More of like
You know
dissolve.
what? It's
Same
kind
thing.
of like
Well, it's technically made of ice. in a way.
Remember it
More
this
like
way. If
four,
you
I
saw,
It turned to
if
snow.
you saw the trailer before the volume with Weiss when she was fighting all, technically all the ones from Winter, it only took one shot for her to kill them too.
Boom.
With fire. With fire dust.
And even going past that, Weiss is a small child, and Hazel is a giant
Big
monster.
Well, no. Like I said, I'm totally content with it
Hazel
breaking.
is a giant hulking man that I would let do things to me.
We've already covered that topic. We already know.
So, we saw the damn thing explode, right? The problem isn't that it exploded. The problem is we saw no fight leading up to that. Nothing at all. It was poof. It's gone. Fighting, we assume, happened. They're really pushing out fighting. And the little fighting they do have is extremely mediocre. And they need to fix it. That is the biggest thing that people have been complaining about since Monty's passing.
That's
Volume
the thing
4.
That's the thing that I've said before. It's not that they don't have the right
That's the thing that everybody
ingredients.
said before, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have the right ingredients for these fights to happen and for these episodes to be action-packed, but because Carrie's the director, and I guess he just can't direct action scenes, he's choosing to focus on the wrong things, actively so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we see it in the finale. We hear checkmate, and I literally equate it to like this. You hear checkmate, and you think, oh my god! And then it cuts to Raven and Yang, and you're like, oh my god.
See, it's been ingrained in my head.
Seen what that maneuver was.
Yeah, see, it's been ingrained in my head since the beginning of all this. When she said checkmate, before they even moved, I knew it was going to cut to a different scene. I knew the moment she said, I'm like, there's no fight about to happen. Immediately, I knew, and boom, new scene happens. Because they've gotten ingrained so far that expecting a decent fight is not going to happen. And they really need to step it up with the next volume, because what dragged everybody into RWBY was the fighting. That's why Crunchyroll still advertises Volume 1 fight scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Facebook, Volume 1 fight scenes, Volume 2 fight scenes, Volume 3. They don't advertise any Volume 4 or 5 fight scenes on Crunchyroll.
Because the ones that they usually do have are just completely
inept. Yeah, and it's...
Well, I do want to say, like I said, the best fight scene we've seen in the past couple of volumes has to have been, like, Cinder. That felt like old RWBY. That felt like what
over the top as hell
into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it felt extremely over the top, which it was a good fight scene, I'll give it that, but I still didn't get the old RWBY vibe, because the old RWBY vibe, you saw, it wasn't just a lot of flashy. It was original RWBY, like Volume 1 to 3, extremely flashy, but you could see the movements, you could see the action. It wasn't just like all over the air, bouncing at each other and stuff like that, which was what mostly that one was. There was a lot of flashiness and a lot of speed and attacks and bounces and slashes, but if you go back and you look at like the Volume 3 fights, Volume 2 fights, and the Volume 1 fights, it's a lot of real detailed.
And I also feel like Volume 4, Tyrion versus Crow, that was a really good fight scene.
Yeah, that one
was really good.
I mean, I liked the big fight scene against the Knuckle V.
Yeah,
that one was really good too. I liked it.
Yeah, that one I liked to an extent. That one I really couldn't get as much behind. And using this as an awesome segue again, lack of Grim.
Yeah, there was not a single Grim. Well, with the exception of the whole Weiss thing with the Lancers, the Grim are like a non-presence anymore.
Yeah.
They're just the non-presence.
Well, there wasn't enough hatred and, whatnot for the Grim to be around at that point.
I think Hazel could have accounted for every bit of hatred in the room and then some.
Yeah.
But that was more.
But
rage isn't the same as hatred.
Yeah.
There's still the same. Still enough huntsmen around to keep the Grim away.
Well, no, there wasn't. That was the problem because there were none. Yeah, they were all killed because Crow went looking for them.
All the huntsmen were gone.
But there was more than those huntsmen in Mistral in general. Mistral's a big damn place.
No. You could have fooled me because they didn't explore the damn place.
Crow had a whole list of every huntsman in Mistral, and they were all gone.
Well, in the city.
In the city. Like, he didn't go digging outside the city, but the fact of the matter is, we just saw nothing happen with the Grimm at all. Like, Carrie is writing the Grimm out to where this is going to end up like the fucking Walking Dead, to where zombies don't fucking exist, Grimm don't fucking exist. All that's going to happen is they show up whenever they need to somehow move plot forward and they haven't figured out how. That's all there's going to be.
Or have a convenient excuse to have, like, a ruined village or something, or a convenient excuse to have, like, a depressing-looking place.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to do anything. And so, I do believe Miss Echo has a question.
So I have a general question. I just want to know, what's everybody's favorite fight scene? Like, if you were to pick one, like we had to pick our favorite characters before this, like if you were to pick your favorite fight scene out of all the seasons, what would it be?
Food fight.
Winter versus Crow. I really like
fight. Yeah, the food fight.
Okay, this is the
fight.
I like this fight. The Penny versus Pyrrha fight. Even though I hate the fact that Penny died, but I really love that fight because you really get to see Penny. You really get to see Penny's skills, where she is tragically murdered, and the whole fight as a real.
Are they really skills if they're programmed in?
Yes, of course.
Well, yeah, she's an AI. She has to learn them. They weren't.
Do the trailers and character shorts count in this?
Yes, they do.
Sure.
They count.
Also, the time that Blake and his son took on Rowan, that was.
I'd probably still say the black trailer to this day.
That was a pretty solid, fight
Well, the black
sequence.
trailer fight is pretty good, but even I love the yellow trailers as well. Like, that was pretty good as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually,
then again, I'm also biased since Yang is like completely my favorite character, and I don't
She's my
totally
favorite
have an
character.
obsession about her.
yeah, Yang is pretty much edged out Emerald as best girl of the show for me.
Weiss.
Like Emerald was any competition for Yang.
Weiss.
Okay, you mentioned earlier that I want to talk about. Can we talk about the ending theme for Volume 5?
All right, before that, I just
the
want to
credit. So.
Well, no, I just wanted to get my fight scene in before we moved on to another topic again.
Oh yeah, you do that.
I was actually going to say the old painting the town fight against Torchic.
That was pretty good.
That was
I like it mostly because
you see them actually be a unit. They're like RWBY says, call it, and her teammates know immediately what the fucking go right in.
Yeah.
Checkmate. They already know Blake and Weiss needs to go in. Bumblebee, Blake.
That was my favorite fight scene too.
Yeah. That was really great.
Yeah, there was a lot that needed to be.
As a team.
Plus, those outfits were sickening.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. They're badass.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Satori.
Hot.
What I want to talk about is the ending theme for Volume 5.
What about it?
Hugs.
Like, it really did sell the theme of the Belladonna arc, and it really did, like, it felt like, for lack of a better term, it felt like a triumph to come, much like the beginning theme, the opening theme, which is just called the Triumph. Mm-hmm. But, like, it is honestly one of my favorite songs in the series thus far.
The song is called This Time, and it's considered Shadows Part 2, from Shadows Part 2.
Yeah.
I didn't hear if you clarified that, so I was just saying.
So, it was, like, since you brought up the end of it, was anybody else really kind of pissed off that it was a 24-minute episode, but only 16 minutes of it was
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I wrote in the chat about this.
Expecting so much more.
That fucking pissed me off. I saw that stupid fucking that show at RTX last year because they shortened RWBY and tacked it onto the end of it, I don't give a fuck about it anymore. That show can rot in hell for all I care. That literally pissed me off at that point. I was interested in that. I was legitimately like, this looks fucking cool. That showed up, and I'm like, you're going to tack it onto the end of RWBY? Fuck that. Because 24-minute episode. Everybody in the community was hyped. Like, oh my god, 24 minutes. They're going to go through all this stuff. Blah, blah. They didn't do shit. And then they tacked on a fucking trailer for a new show. Fuck that.
Yeah, like 4 minutes of those 24 were like for the song.
I didn't watch it.
And then like another minute for the Genlock trailer or whatever that was.
Yeah, something like that.
And the post-credit scene was like, what, 20 seconds? Give or take?
We saw Raven's feather in front of Tai Yang. That was fucking cool shit.
But it was really short.
When I saw Raven's feather, when I saw Raven's feather flying in front of Tai Yang, my immediate thought went to captioning that scene and saying, "When your ex comes back because she can't resist the D."
Becky, let me smash.
Becky, I got some blue. I got some blue.
Yeah.
I got you.
No Rod.
I'm 100% glad I was not the only one pissed off about that.
No Rod.
I do not want some pop.
Becky, let me
Oh my god, that pissed me off so much because three peeps. Okay, the ending credits didn't need to be that long. The intros do not need to be that damn long. A minute and a half intro, all the way through the first 3 volumes. The intros were no more than 20 seconds, and then now we've got a minute and a half intro to every fucking episode. So I saw 24 minutes. I was like, okay, we've only got 22 and a half. And then you got 5 minutes of not RWBY, and then you're 16 minutes is all we got for our finale. Our finale was no longer than a regular episode.
Yep. You know what I'm getting the suspicious thought of? It feels like they just kind of skipped Mistral, story-wise. Like they kind of fast-forwarded through the story ideas that they would have, because let's be honest, not a whole lot of content was really given this whole Mistral arc. Like,
yeah, I was really hoping to see more of Mistral. I wanted to since the Mistral was talked about in World of Remnant, I'm like, dude, I want to see this place. I want to see what it looks like. I want to make characters that are from Mistral. I want to know what the culture is like. I wanted to know, and we to see any of that. And I'm hoping, as boring as this sounds, I'm really hoping that next volume they won't go immediately to Atlas. I hope they'll take some downtime in Mistral so I can actually get to see what it's about.
Yeah,
we still didn't see much of Vale.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that
they needed to.
You don't see much of Vale either.
Yeah. We didn't see much of.
All we know is Beacon and the docks.
I want to see the different types of Grimm that are native to Mistral. I want to see this shit.
Yeah, we want to know more, but we kind of know. We know more about Vale from the first 3 seasons, even though they were shorter episodes than we did about Mistral in the last 2. Even though these episodes are upwards of 3 to 4 times longer than some of the original episodes.
Also, focus is not in the right place.
Yep.
Also, in the World of Remnant episode, Crow did mention that Mistral had a black market sort of deal going on.
Mm-hmm.
That never shows up.
I know.
No. What I think they're doing wrong is they're not excuse me.
Being consistent?
They're not being consistent, and what they need to do is they need to carry the three volume arc. And if you need to have a filler volume in between, that's fine. Volume 4 could have just been its own thing. But this whole Mistral thing should have been a 3 volume arc. Or at least 2, since they got longer episodes now. But it should have at least been a 2 volume arc for Mistral. But instead, it was a 1 volume, just kind of blah. They didn't give us anything substantial on the location, on the characters, the character arcs. The only decent character arc was Blake's. Nobody else had a decent character arc.
And we already had a character arc for her in Volume 4.
Yeah, Blake's gotten more. Blake's had better character changes and more substantial character changes than anybody else, even though
Weiss.
she wasn't in.
Well, Weiss was
Well,
already
Weiss.
developed.
Well, but Weiss developed in Volume 4, and with only like 15 minutes of screen time. Like, she got,
and it was still major.
Yeah, no, it was still major, but
it was kind of a long time coming because you know she started to change like in the last 2 episodes of Volume 1.
Yeah.
And then we continued to see that, and then in Volume 4, for example, that scene when her father slaps her and then tells her she's not an heiress anymore, she like cries, and then she's like, you know what, fuck this, I'm tired of this shit, I'm leaving.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
So,
and then
it shows that she
enjoy about Weiss.
Finish talking.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna finish with. It shows that from Volume 1 to Volume 4, she stopped, sitting on her title as heiress because when we first meet her, she's like, oh, finally some recognition. When Blake says, like, the heiress to the Sheetas company, it shows that she grew as a person, that she doesn't rely on just the name and the status of her family.
She even says that herself, that she's not just a name.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, she's starting to really no longer care about what her father thinks and all that, because she started to rebel. She's been rebelling against him technically since before the first season.
That's the whole reason she went to Beacon.
True.
One thing I want to say about Weiss, and I relate a lot to Weiss. I don't really know how bad it was at home, but I relate a lot to Weiss in the sense I came from an abusive home.
Do we need to talk?
What?
Gosh damn it.
Do we need to talk? Like in what way do you relate? Because, like, if you're relating in the way that I think you then do you need to tell us something?
Is this something you want to say live? That's a big thing.
That's something you probably would say off chat.
Or off a public site.
I'm not going to go into details, but I'm just going to say I relate to Weiss in the sense of, like, I did not come from a very nice home. And one thing that, like, I always struggle with is never having my parents' approval. And soon enough, I just realized, like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do what makes me happy, even if my parents hate me for it. And I'm going to live my life the way I want to.
I'm using a pile of sunflower seeds as a kickstand.
And that's personally why I relate a lot to Weiss. And I also, one thing I really do enjoy about Weiss is she kind of gives people who've been in that situation, like, a character they can relate with. And on the same subject, almost every one of the songs that play from her perspective just very much show the rebellion that she's putting up. And it's not just the lyrics, oh no, it's even the instrumentals, because they start out with, like, this slow instrumental, usually like a piano or a violin, with slow, soft singing that turns into, like, a rock instrumental with powerful, energetic singing.
You're talking about This Life Is Mine, aren't you?
Rocket has
For example. Her songs are my favorite.
Well,
Her songs are my favorite.
Like, how you can relate to Weiss, I don't relate to actually Yang. I relate to her, I guess you say her personality. I guess,
gung-ho?
like how Yang, well, kind of gung-ho, but it's like more or less how she kind of cares for everybody. She's kind of like the older sister or the parent, but if you piss her the hell off, like, back the hell up, be careful. She's protective of the people she cares about most. She's not afraid to tell you when, when she starts to get mad, she doesn't hold it.
And, like, more than just, like, her background. Like, I also really enjoy the fact that, like, she used to be kind of a shitty person, but she grew out of that. And she only grew out of that when friends basically told her, like, hey, we're here for you, but you gotta treat us with respect, too.
Yep.
I will say, though, that I always liked bitchy characters, and that was one of the first things that attracted me, that, made me gravitate more towards Weiss, the fact that she was a bitch. It was just something that I loved about her.
Same, Marcel, same.
But I also like with Blake how, she's completely kind of off to herself. for most of the first season and even part of the second season a little bit. But she's able to open up with her team because they finally go, hey, you know what? We're not going to judge you based on what you are. It's who you are as an individual, not because you're a faunus, not because you were with the White Fang. We're going to judge you because of how we know who you are now, not who you were.
Wow.
Plus, Bella Booty.
Yep.
That's so
That
dumb.
was
That
so
Bella-
deep.
No, it's not about that. It's about Bella Mama. That's what it's all about.
No, it's about Bella Daddy.
No. It's about all that Bella
Yes,
Really?
Bella
that
Daddy.
Mama, that Bella
You
Daddy.
know what I'm saying?
Ouch, Kabawa.
That's
Okay. All right,
Everybody
Caboose.
shut up.
And Tucker.
Everybody,
It's
Everyone else.
Tucker, not Caboose.
My soapbox is certainly getting
Wah,
cooked a lot.
wah. Okay,
we need a
Grab
regular.
Vera's caboose.
so back.
See? Puns.
Punt.
We
Okay,
need a
He
regular.
caught it.
We
back
need
on.
someone to make sure we're not talking over each other. I'm talking
Yeah,
about-
or y'all just talk over each other, and then when things get out of hand, I'll yell at everybody.
I find it funny that the guy that's the quietest is the one that's always telling everyone to not talk over each other.
Shut up, guys. But
He's
okay,
Mexican. Next
Well,
answer,
how about
guy.
this? What about the extra scene at the end?
Someone with
That's what you
Taiyang.
call the post-credit scene.
Yeah, with Taiyang.
Is the technical term for it?
so with that scene with Taiyang, did Raven didn't fly there? She opened a portal and got
No,
there.
she opened a portal and went there.
Did he not see that?
No,
Or-
she had no phone at first because if you think about it, Yang saw only a feather after Raven left.
Yeah.
So
And then once
There
you
was
get
no
a feather,
flashlight light.
it was seen by Ty.
Well, she flew off, like in bird form, and then opened a portal. But we've seen her do that before. Like, for example, when she opened a portal for her and Weiss to go to Crow, like, she talks to Vernal, and then she turns into a bird and opens a portal and flies through it. So we know that she can open portals in bird form.
But you can still see it. Did Taiyang just not
Well,
see it?
yeah.
Or what? I mean,
He must
Or
be
she opens
really
the portal and
I think what she did, she made
because
the portal.
plot, damn it.
I think what she did, she made the portal far enough away where he wouldn't see it, and then flew as a bird,
Yeah,
as
she
a
said
raven
it
the
has
rest
to be
of the way.
nearby.
Either that, or Taiyang was just so invested in caring for those sunflowers that he honestly could not hear anything else around.
Because he was well, because Sunflowers is just like his daughter.
Think about it. Think about it.
Those
He wants to
sunflowers look
pollinate
so freaking bizarre.
He wants
But
to
guys,
pollinate.
think of it
Like
this way.
realistic compared to the rest of the background, and it was just weird. Same with the
How
wall.
else? But with the portal, how else would she have gotten to Haven?
yeah. I had that same question. It's like, how the fuck did she get to Haven? Did she fly all the
So
way over there, or did she
obviously
open a
she
portal to
didn't-
somebody?
She obviously didn't use a portal, directly to Yang and directly to Crow. She probably also could do it where it's close enough, but so this way she can not be seen.
Or noticed.
I don't know, but I mean, when those portals open, we've seen they kick off a lot of buzz, a lot of light. They're not inconspicuous at all. Like,
Right.
if damn near see those things a mile away. I mean, I don't know, because plot. That's why. That's
That's what I said. Because
Yeah.
I still say that he was just way too invested in those sunflowers.
well, you
However,
know what?
Ty did look a little angry when he saw that leather. He did look a little angry.
Yeah, he was
why.
definitely not happy.
He was like, "This bitch better not come for my alimony money, because
All
Well,
I've
he's
been
tending
doing
to the
is
sunflowers 'cause-
flowers.
Well,
Can't
I
run
mean,
away
wouldn't
from
you
Because
want
Yang
to
is-
do-
okay. I'm just gonna get talking.
Go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
Rip.
Go ahead.
No, what I was saying, he was
It's-
so
it-
invested in those sunflowers because Tai Yang said
I
freaking
want to
Yang is
pollinate.
her sunny little dragon. Sunflowers, Sunny, little dragon, you get the reference here. He's
wants
so
to break
invested
his
because his
flower.
daughter's gone.
This is
Both
what
his
you had
daughters are
everybody
gone.
shut up for? You had everybody shut up for
Yes!
that? The hell?
Yes!
What?
That was not important, Kato.
Well, to
Yes,
add
it
to
was.
that,
Shit.
I will. To add to that, I will say that. But shut up. I'm
Out
not
of all
supporting
the
Kato.
side conversations that's happened, mine's not important. Okay, got it.
Look, I'm trying to continue your train of thought. Just
Appreciate
stop
it.
talking over me, Jesus. Like to
Well,
add
then
to
say
that,
your
I will
flowers.
say that those flowers will never leave him.
Oh dear God!
Wow.
What?
I'm going to say that
You are horrible.
It's true.
You are a
It's gonna be-
horrible
I
person.
will laugh. I will laugh at Betty's.
True.
I will laugh
gonna be
when
funny.
that fucking possessive Grim shows up, takes one of those flowers, and walks the fuck off.
Oh my goodness.
And be like,
mercy.
why do they love me?
He's so mentally broken over his daughter's just up
But
and
I think in all honesty,
like-
I mean, I would be mad too. Like if I was Taeyang and all of a sudden I saw that bird feather, I would know exactly who it is. I'd be angry too, because like, yo, it's like if I was him, I go, you left me with our daughter, and you went off with your little bandit tribe of freaking thieves and murderers and whatnot, and did whatever you guys fucking do. Meanwhile, I was stuck here to raise our daughter, and then I fall in love with our other teammate,
And you
she
killed
goes
her.
off and fucking dies, and yeah.
I'm surprised Ty Yang didn't yell out loud. Like, you owe me 18 years of child support!
On that same subject, did anyone else know who the did anyone else when Yang asked, "Did you kill her too?" Like
She was talking about Raven, not
think, holy
Summer.
shit, she's calling her out about Summer.
No, she was not. Okay, I'm getting so mad about this because people do not understand context. Yang was asking Raven if Raven had killed that version of herself that Taeyang had told Yang. She was not talking about Summer. She was talking about the version that her father told her. For fuck's sake, people, read the subtext. God.
Well, no, technically she was asking if she killed the Summer Maiden and Spring Maiden, whatever the hell I'm saying, and then asked if she killed Vernal as well. That's all she wanted to know. Everyone just wants to take it as to she must have killed Summer, and blames Ozpin for making her in a way kill Summer. Totally didn't happen.
No, I'm not saying that she killed Summer. I'm saying that it almost felt like that's what Yang was asking.
I'm just eating sunflowers.
Well, I mean, from what I saw, Yang wasn't asking that at all.
Yeah, she was just before that question. Yang was saying that father told me that that you were, I don't remember the exact words, but it's something along the lines of she was, stubborn and whatever, but also a good person and whatever. Did you kill that? Did you kill her too? She was talking about the version of Raven that her father told her about.
Give me a little slack because I'm also autistic as fuck and reading news is hard.
Yeah, okay, but it's not even just you. There's for example, the RWBY family, in the RWBY family page, a lot of people were saying that Yang asked okay, that echo that I'm hearing on somebody, it's kind of fucking me up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really messing with me
I
too.
can't- Before you ask, I cannot put headphones into my laptop because if I do, for some reason, it shuts down all audio.
Huh, weird.
Fucking train.
Anyway,
That train again! God damn it!
And with that, I need to skedaddle.
Wait, what?
what, Dylan? No, stay here forever.
No, I've got responsibilities I need to take care of, and by responsibilities, I mean I need to call my lady and play
This is freaking me
Danganronpa.
out.
Dylan,
Sad.
come back! You can blame it all on Marcel!
Please.
Wait, what is he playing on me?
No, I'm making a
I'm
reference
Mike.
to the
Sorry.
song.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm just enjoying sunflower seeds.
But enjoy the rest of the podcast, guys, and hopefully I'll see you again for another one.
All right, have a good one.
I'm gonna take your place. I called this place.
It's fine. Some of my
It's my
friends
ship
are
now.
asking for me.
Dibs. My ship.
I love
I had a really good time talking to you all.
You're
I
being
hope-
replaced.
Likewise.
And sometime soon.
All right, have a good one.
Likewise.
Yeah.
See you
Bye
later.
bye.
Happy hunting.
Laters.
And there were
We all just like started talking crap about him as soon as he left.
No, because he's gonna see this. So if we're gonna talk shit about him, let's wait until the podcast is over. Not that
That's
I'm
rude.
saying. Not that I'm saying that we should. I'm just saying if we're gonna do it, let's do it when we're not. When we're
Lies.
not online.
Don't be a dick.
I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying. I'm just being smart about this.
we can be dicks because we have dicks.
Not all of us.
Well, we do. Not
Yeah, I was gonna say.
well, some of us. Well, all of us.
Some of
All
you
of us.
do.
3 to 4. I don't know. I can't. I'm not keeping count.
There's like 2 girls here. What are you talking
No,
about?
you have Kaya, you have
3.
Echo, you have Naomi.
3. So which one did you forget about?
Right, 3.
Yeah, so which one did you forget about?
I'm not answering that question. That's a trap.
That's bait.
I was trying. I was really trying.
clickbait.
That's right.
Jailbait.
Oh boy.
That's
I was
Bait.
going for that bait. He didn't bite it, unfortunately. I was giving him my damnedest. All right, so the
Got it.
we saw this whole shebang finish up with
Me.
Go on. Use your words. You can do it. I believe in
Trying-
your
you.
words. Your words.
trying to make
Your
this
words.
not come off as
Watch
shitty
her.
as it's about to come
Watch
off,
her.
but they need to unfuck whoever's animating.
What?
I mean, are they hot?
What?
Are
Say
they
that
hot?
again?
Are
They
they
need
hot?
to
Are they
unfuck
animating,
whoever
like,
is
sitting in the
animating.
dildo or something?
Whoever's animating.
People say if you're good at Fortnite, you're a full-on real life contractor in real life.
Because I mean,
Is that a building?
there's literally people that are unpaid animators on YouTube that
Yeah,
do
they're
better
called
and release
interns,
shit
David. They're
weekly
called
for
interns.
shits and giggles.
They're called interns,
That's what
Raven.
Monty was doing. before Ruby and before
But then
other
selfish
things.
bastard just went and got
Well-
himself killed.
Well, here's
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
thing.
get so much shit for saying that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you
Here's what I
need to
think
stop
about-
before.
I was
Yeah.
kidding.
I think the whole
Just to clarify, I was kidding. I liked Monty. That was making a joke. It didn't go anywhere. I'm sorry.
Dying of an allergic reaction is...
here's my stance on the whole animation thing. They clearly have these scenes planned out, but because they have so many animators, that's why there's so much continuity errors, and each of them are animating the scene in their own way. And it's then you get those like occasional action
Well,
scenes
that
that look
comes
really
out
good,
easily.
but you occasionally get those action scenes that look really good. You occasionally get action scenes.
Wait, what happened?
3 times in a row. 3 times. All right, Willis, go.
Okay, so with the whole, you've got those animation bits where it's all of the individual animators doing a scene on their own, which in itself is very cluttered. But then you get little glimmers of hope with those scenes that are animated by like Kim Newman or John Yang, where they're like really good and look like old RWBY, how it used to feel. Remember when the gunchucks showed up on episode 10? That was Kim Newman.
Yes.
But
Yep.
you know, those are just two
Gunchuck
animators in a sea of other animators that are making all of the other subpar to piss poor quality.
Yeah. Yeah, see that's where
we
we
hang
just
them
kind
all.
of figured that they just need a storyboard around the fight scenes. They don't storyboard around the talking, because obviously the community is getting really fucking fed up with everything revolving around blah 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 blah.
They're just
when
standing there and talking.
that's
what
all
were
they
doing
ever
5
do.
minutes
Just
ago.
stand
What is
there
this? The
and
end of
talk.
Twilight?
Was this Ruby turning into Rivers Blue?
Yeah.
It's like,
just stand-
it's like, why are we here? Like, so what are the
Why are
boobs
we
doing?
here?
They're just standing there, talking.
That's all they ever do.
Like, how many?
That's
like,
all they
how
ever
many-
do. You ask
I
me
can stand there and
tomorrow, I'll
talk.
say the same thing.
So next volume, when you ask me, what are they doing? I'm going to respond with, they're still just standing there.
They're standing
Still
there.
just talking.
Well, the thing is
Well,
like
for the end of the season, what else did you want them to do?
it also
Stand
just
there and have a
seems
damn
like
party?
It also just seems like a lot of the more complex weapons are getting kind of shafted, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Shafted.
Raven, I have to point something out. Your dog
Yes.
slipping adorable.
Yeah, she pushed it into the room again.
Whip it out, bro. Whip it out.
I'll go grab her. Hold on.
Show the dog. I missed it. Show the dog.
Whip out the dog.
Dude, not even I went there. Jeez.
That's a dark side.
But yeah, some of the more complex animations for the weapons have just gotten shafted. Ruby barely uses the scythe part of her fucking scythe.
Alright, go. Go.
Oh,
Go, Peppers.
that's a cute doggy.
Oh.
I'm just now seeing the dog.
What breed is that?
I don't see the dog.
What breed of dog is that?
Huge.
And on that note, I'm dipping now.
Wait, you're going?
I have to get at least
I'm back.
a little bit before I have to be at work in 3 hours. So.
Oh, I'm in pain.
Good night,
Oh, so
Just take,
Have a
just
good
take like a bunch of like cocaine. You'll be fine.
Just put a bunch of gross energy drinks in your body that'll shorten your lifespan. You're set.
Because I said so.
Just
Kato,
hook up a car battery to your nipple.
Kato.
go to bed. Get some sleep.
Kato, or hook up a car battery to your nipple.
Ignore the rest of the
Kato.
people telling you not to
Kato,
sleep.
Kato,
I am
Kanye!
ignoring them.
Kato, listen to me.
Especially
You
him.
account for like at least 30% of the sexy voices in this podcast. You cannot leave.
No, don't leave me!
Thank you,
Good
Marcel.
night.
I'm not doing it.
Kato.
I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just gonna leave on this note. It's probably you guys are gonna hate bash me for all you want. I don't care, because trust me, there's one thing I have to say about RWBY. All I hear and see, just in not particularly here, but everywhere, RWBY related. The family page, even the RWBY Nation, for crying out loud. Everyone's always hate bashing. They're nitpicking. They're finding things to hate on purpose. Me personally, volumes 1 through 5, I have no problem. I think they're fantastic. They're well written. I love them all. There's no problem with them. If they kept going with the course they're going with now, I wouldn't give two shits. I would love it as much as I am now. I love RWBY volumes 1 through 5. Keep up the good works, what they're doing. Yes, the fight scenes are a little lackluster, but it doesn't matter to me. I watch the show for story. That's what I want. If it's being diluted by, someone, RWBY just flailing around with her freaking crescent rose every 6 seconds, instead of actually being just, that's it. I love RWBY, everything about it. It had a great finale, despite it not being action-oriented everyone expected it to be. There's a lot of good closures, a lot of openings for the next season, the whole Atlas kind of thing. There's basically it was never mentioned, but in the conversation when Adam kind of looked at Hazel and the rest of them running off, so he's probably going to join up and actually meet Salem for the first time. They never really technically met that we know of. Yep. And the whole Taiyang thing, and then the reuniting of Team RWBY for the first time in 2 volumes, officially. Trying to think of some other cool things that happened. Oh yeah, Emerald's a bitch. Just saying that now.
Yes.
She can't. My waifu died.
Seriously, screw Emerald. Hate that bitch.
She's like.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck her.
She has lost her.
Also, why were they just waiting by the elevator? Did anybody notice that? Why were they just?
They're
waiting?
just like, they're also sitting there like,
No,
but I'm gonna have to go in and agree with Raven on that one. Like, Emerald is literally, what was the thing that?
She was like 2 children. You twisted into following you.
Yeah, no,
Or-
like
Convinced, tricked was the word.
No, I'm actually talking about the Raven that's actually here, not the show Raven.
Oh. I get
Post
this
Raven.
confused sometimes.
Post Raven was basically like, you're like,
I get
she
this
gave me a life.
confused
I'm like,
sometimes.
you went from just, pickpocketing a couple hundred in every once in a while to, it's slaughtering everyone. That's, good job, Emerald. Way to be, not to see what's right in front of you.
That was one thing at the end, during that whole, when everything went downhill and, Cinder was recording everything on her scroll, the emotion that they gave Emerald was more like she had on her face was completely different from Mercury and Cinder. Like hers had like her facial expression at that moment looked like it had more of a just kind of a remorse to it, because it seemed like she kind of understood what was happening and everybody was dying, and then that just kind of got blown out the window.
Yeah, now with Volume 5 rolls around, it's like, oh, my big sister's gonna come here. She's gonna be happy. That's the exact vibe I got from her, and that's why she's no longer best girl of the series.
She's a child.
Well, she never was in my eyes, because seriously, fuck her.
Yes, ditto.
Seriously. It's not even because I love Weiss way more. It's just because she fucking killed Penny. Fuck that bitch. I hate her.
I hated Penny.
Okay.
Well, and you shut your damn mouth. That's what you're gonna do.
That is the proper response to somebody saying that.
Well,
yeah, good night, Gato.
I just want to say something real quick if someone's watching. Hi, Kelsey!
They were just like, oh, here's a cool robot character. Oh, it turns out she's a plot device.
I was just going to say this.
Literally, because she was a robot.
Is the reason why Pierre couldn't fix Penny is because pennies are made out of copper and they're not magnetic.
You are horrible.
Good night, Kato.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
Just No. I am fully dismissing you. Good night, Kato.
Just be gone now.
Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward.
Welcome
back.
back.
Moving forward.
No, just be gone now.
Good night, Kato.
Good night,
Good night, guys.
Good night, Kato.
Oh my god. Okay.
So much Kato. Good night, Kato.
So much.
And now there were 7.
Dun dun dun.
Seven
I just realized I should have had a big red X and just start putting X's on people's pictures.
You probably should have, yes.
Hindsight's 2020.
No. The better thing would be to be like, just slowly put up morbid texts of like, and now we need to figure out where we need to hide the body.
And to hide.
Yep.
But all in all,
Can't get in trouble if there's no bodies.
I'm glad Team RWBY's finally back together, which is really awesome.
I am too, because if I can be honest, I'm kind of glad that they're probably not going to have such a slapshot focus compared to Volume 4 and large parts of Volume 5, because, my god, the focus was just all over the place.
Yeah.
So now that they don't have a bunch of subplots to look after, they can actually focus on 1 or 2 things, which is how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is something I hadn't considered before. Because the main characters were all over the literal world. Like, the focus of the show was kind of, spread around too. Yeah, that is a good point.
So, what the hell is that lantern for?
Lighting the way?
The relic, bro.
The relic.
Yeah, the relic.
Yeah,
it's
the
a
relic.
lantern. It's a damn lantern.
It's the knowledge relic, so who knows really kind of what the lantern meant.
Well, what do lanterns do? They shine light on darkness. What does not? What you could
really dark.
You could see that the lantern is like knowledge is like the light that illuminates ignorance. That's just a thought that occurred to me right now.
That's really Dark Souls, bro.
Well, so.
But how does it work? Like,
you
they
turn
gave us
it
a
on
lantern.
and it shines light, bro.
That's it. We're done. Reset fucking lights. Hell yeah, fuck the lanterns. Fucking just
don't fuck
if someone's just a little bit stupid, you just go shine it on them. They'll learn.
I mean,
I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm eating ice cream in the middle of the podcast.
Is it Ben and Jerry's?
No, it's mint chocolate chip.
Oh,
my favorite.
I hate mint chocolate chip.
Oh, it's my favorite.
You're dead to me.
But no, if you're gonna have anything for ice cream,
and dude,
it's either gonna be like
Stracciatella.
Strawberry.
Oh, I haven't eaten that.
Strawberry's
Or red
gross.
velvet cake ice
If you
cream.
get to eat fucking during the podcast, I'm gonna be eating my fucking caramel delights.
I mean, I drank some chocolate milk earlier.
God, I haven't had ice
cheese.
I haven't had ice cream in months.
Well,
I
the
had
summer
ice
was
cream
a few
like
months ago,
last
so
week.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I've just been foregoing a lot of foods because I weigh around 160 pounds and I like to keep it that way.
Oh wow, you know, I
I
wish I
assume
would
that's not a
weigh
lot
that.
because
I weigh less
I
than you, bro.
completely understand that.
how many did you say? 100 and what pounds?
I weigh around 160. My weight kind of fluctuates.
Yeah, I am nowhere near that.
I weigh 130, bro, and I have a high metabolism. Get on my level.
150.
Well, then you, sir, are like my brother.
Well, Necro,
That's
I'm
only like
about like 100
72
pounds heavier
kilograms.
than you.
That's not a lot, no.
You can bench press me, bro, and I wouldn't
So, what subject is next on the chopping
Okay,
block?
now that I'm back, I had to go get me a Girl Scout cookie, and y'all obviously that blew up.
Gee, thanks for sharing.
Girl Scout cookies and not
Yeah, let me
sharing.
cross the,
Please
yeah,
say
let me
that.
cross the Atlantic
Please
Ocean
say
so I
that
can give you a
short
cookie
friends like a
myself.
goddamn person.
Cookie. Okay, so excuse me.
Slap you.
Excuse me. So we had we
Use
why are the why
Go
are the
on.
villains going back? Do y'all think they're going back to go see Salem? Like,
What?
is that their next
What?
step? The
You kind of cut out
Mercury.
for a second.
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
that was probably my fault. I kind of backed away from my mic. But are we gonna see? Like, is the next step for the villains just to go back to Salem? Like, is that just all they have left, or?
I mean, probably to try to regroup and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, who's left though? Out of Salem's little crew, all that's left is Professor
Watts,
whatever the hell his name is.
Watts, Tyrion, Hazel, Mercury, Emerald.
Well, Tyrion's been beaten once. Obviously, Mercury and Hazel. The only one that hasn't had their ass beat yet is Watts.
Watts.
So
Because he
obviously,
didn't fight, literally.
I want to see Watts fight.
So I mean, obviously, they're running out of villains because they keep losing.
Well, they only had like
What's gonna happen is next
they
volume.
don't keep losing. They just had their first major loss. Like
Yeah, but no. Well, they lost.
they
Tyrion
just
lost.
lost all at the same time.
Wait, I just
That's the problem. They all
Wait, I
lost
just
all
remembered
at
something.
once.
Hold on, I just thought of something.
Raven, shut up.
I wasn't even talking. You shut up.
You
I
should.
just thought of
I
something.
just remembered something.
Well, I just remembered something too.
Watts is an Elysian scientist. Where are
And
they
also a
going
doctor.
right now? Where are they going
Atlas.
right now? Atlas. Watts will be our next villain.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
And
does have a pretty strong stash game.
yeah,
yeah.
And so does and so does Chuck.
That's a stash that you could lose your pencils in.
Yeah, but we don't talk about Chuck.
But as I was gonna say, like, this is my little joke about Volume 5. People being all invested in the talk between Raven and Yang, and here I am thinking, what was it that Salem was gonna have a word with Tyrion about?
I wonder if she's still waiting to this day.
that Grim is still just sitting there getting wailed on.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel sorry for that guy.
It was a pretty creepy scene.
Honestly, of all the new villains they introduced, I liked him the most.
And
they did the really good sociopathic system.
He had a weird fixation with John. Maybe he wanted to tap that, but since it's weird, it came out like that.
Yeah, but I wonder if he had the ability to sense that Jean's aura, because
no,
but
he wanted John's white stuff.
Maybe he just likes blondes.
With
I don't
blue
know.
eyes.
I mean,
I fail to see how he finds John interesting unless he kind of figured out his semblance before Jean did. I don't know.
But why would he though? Like the only thing you said, well, it was like, you don't interest me. Well, you do interest me, but I really want you. And then he went back to fighting, and then there was that one moment where he like jumped on John's shield, which props to John for just holding the shield, the weight of the shield, and then just Tyrion on that shield. That dude must lift like nobody's business.
Bye, Penguin.
Yeah. Jean's now a paladin, so.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Tyrion's just like that one wild card that everyone's just like, what is this guy?
Yeah.
He's a scorpion.
And then that was the thing, too. Tyrion single-handedly fought off Crow and all of them.
Croby? No, whatever.
No.
Just,
Crow and Team
just
Ranger.
ignore me. Just ignore me.
Fought the
just ignore me.
He fought all of them. Gave them all a fucking beating. And there's 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Right, 5. Crow... Or not Crow. Cinder, Mercury, Emerald, Hazel. There was another one. The lion guy. What? And there's 5 of them at this... at the most recent fight. And they managed to lose. Like, none of them were on par with the sociopath. And that is really weird. Like...
Well, Emerald and Mercury, I think we can all assume safely that they weren't on the same level as Tyrion.
Well, no, because they weren't, but they did say that... They came out and said that if Emerald were to fight Yang again and go all out, he would kill her. Or Mercury, sorry. Mercury.
You mean names, dude.
Me and names. Tonight this ain't happening. But yeah, they did say that if Mercury and Yang were to fight again, Mercury would kill her. Because when they first fought, he was holding back just to, proceed with the plan. But they blatantly said that he'd kill her. I mean, so... The hell?
Well, for one, Mercury has a more cavalier attitude about killing than Yang does. Just for one.
A badass.
It makes him something.
And plus, like...
Well, technically, Yang's weakness for her fighting style is people using their legs.
Yeah.
Okay, so, real quick. This is something that kind of annoyed me. He kicks away Weiss's... Or not Weiss. Gosh, damn it. Ruby's Crescent Rose. And then goes for a punch. He is skilled in kicks. And he goes for a punch.
Probably because, Ruby's such a funny rabbit without her sight.
She straight up ran. Last time she lost her weapon, she straight up ran from Mercury.
Yeah, but why would he go for a punch?
He didn't really expect that much. Because he didn't expect that. He didn't want to waste his energy. He saw her as a waste of space and energy.
Well, I mean,
he went for a punch with arrogance. Like, even if a waste of energy, she's a waste of energy, wouldn't you want to just be done with it? One more kick and bam. Because I mean, they were there to kill him. Like, that was the goal. That was their end goal, was to kill everybody
he was
there.
Just messing with her. Maybe he just wanted to mess with her.
Excuse me.
Maybe he thought she wasn't worth the effort. I mean,
honestly, I think he just wanted to mess with her again.
That is true. That could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Because he gets a thrill out of messing with people.
Yeah. I mean, he could have just been, messing with her and been arrogant, but it just doesn't make sense that he would go for a punch in someone that... Did he even throw a single punch when he was fighting Yang back in Volume 3?
No.
Didn't think so. It's 100% out of character for him to throw a punch. I think that falls to the lack of continuity, like you were saying. Multiple people doing multiple things.
I was saying
continuity and poor direction.
I said that first.
Yeah.
And I keep saying poor direction.
Although in retrospect, for him to do all those handstands that he does, he must have some, upper body strength. So, and I mean, his training wouldn't just be... I mean, he would still know how to punch, so maybe
he would
it was
know how
just
to punch, but... Jen, Ruby saying hi to you.
Oh, hi. I don't know.
There's 2 Jens here.
Yeah, there's 2 Jens here.
Yeah, we got 2 Jens in here. Which Jen? Echo Jen or Lacey Jen? We needs to know.
That's why I have it just as Kaya Lacey, so you guys can call me that or something.
Well, no.
All this time
it's
I've been
in the
calling you
chat.
Kia in my head.
I attribute that to my joke from earlier. You're
Yep.
welcome.
Yep, I'll take it.
Oh yeah, I walked in. That's when I joined the call, and I was just like, "Why are you guys talking about a car?"
Yep, that's about right.
Yeah.
I just
Abda
finished
says
the whole bowl of
hi.
ice cream.
I don't know which gen. It's probably.
Hold on, wait. I had to turn away from the thing that says hi, Jen.
Abda. Abda says hi.
That's me, that's for me.
There it is.
Hi, Andrew.
And so.
I didn't look away from the chat for like a second to look at something and I missed it.
It's okay, we forgive you.
But back to
First,
Mercury.
You go find something to
And that just even with that kind of training though, you still don't deviate from obviously what's working.
Point there.
It worked.
Yeah, that's understandable because not every these characters are clearly not meant to be jack of all trades combatants. Like anytime they do learn something new, it has to complement what they already know. Like extensions of what they already know is kind of the whole point of their semblances and such. Weiss's summoning is an extension of her glyphs, but in the consequence, she now has been spamming that literally nonstop.
Well, wouldn't you, if something you knew you had the possibility to do, but you couldn't figure out, and then you suddenly can, wouldn't you just use it every chance you got?
Do it all.
I want to learn more about it first, because I don't.
But also at the same time, though, if you keep getting your ass kicked every time you try to use it, you might stop using it. She almost died last time she used it. Think about that and stop fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Well, then how are you gonna lose to use it? Are you gonna learn to use it properly if you don't use it in real life scenario?
But you don't use it in one that you almost died in.
Exactly. In a do or die situation,
she was almost gonna die.
In a do or die situation, you shouldn't be testing your new power.
Yeah,
Ones that you're piling up with already, and then
Okay, so
that does make sense. I will give you that one. That does make sense.
Yeah. Testing out a thing you already... Yeah, no, you don't do that. You don't.
Like, I'd understand it if it was, like, against Grimm and such, that are basically pushovers. She would summon, like, something small to something large, and then, wipe them all out, Dynasty Warrior style. But if it's up against an opponent that's out for blood, sorry, go for time dilation, go for the dusts, and stomp her in the ground.
Oh my god, they need a time if time dilation was on RWBY, holy shit. That would be fucking insane. But I don't know. We
go fast enough, break the sound barrier. Go faster than that, you break the time barrier.
That's the game plan.
And it is there where you will meet Eobard Thawne.
To tell you how exactly you fucked up.
And how your mom died. You killed your mom.
Raven did it, but she can't. She can still summon the Knight and the Queen Lancer. They're just. I guess they would be. No pun intended. They're on cooldown.
And if I could say something, I think Weiss's summons are kind of tied to her mental state or something, because the past times where she summoned, they came out a lot faster. But this time, I guess because she was in a high stress situation,
she was getting pretty,
beat
by Vernal.
And then that excuse that everybody used when Weiss got her ass handed to her by Vernal. Oh well, Vernal's the Spring Maiden. No, that excuse is worthless now.
Even if she was,
This is true.
Even if she was the real Spring Maiden, Raven told her not to use her power, so that would be just normal fighting ability.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people would use that excuse.
I saw that pop up all the time when people were saying that Weiss was just getting her ass beat. They were like, "Well, she's fighting a maiden." And it's like, not a maiden no more. Boom! Right out the window. Gone.
Those people.
She wasn't even a maiden to begin with, so it didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those people put their foot in their mouth and they should know better.
You should know better about plot twists that don't happen yet.
Indeed.
I don't know. A lot of people called Raven being the maiden long before, and the bit.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just people saying after they found out, it was like, I called it, and then there was no call.
We have video proof. I called that like 5 episodes ago.
Well, yes, but I'm saying a lot of people that say that, they might have saying that just after they found out, and now they're saying, oh, no, I gotta pick up that phone, but no.
Murder of Birds called that before the episode went up. Like,
well, before we met Bernal, I thought that she was, but then we met Bernal, and then I was like, oh, well, there goes that idea. But then when I watched the episode, I was like, are you kidding me?
If we're following that similar continuity, that means Ozpin's cane could be a relic. Because they blatantly said that she was a maiden, and then they said she wasn't. He blatantly says it's not. It could be. If it is, oh my god, whoever writes that, if that happens, whoever writes that needs to be fired. If someone writes that,
it was confirmed that his cane was not a relic at all.
Yeah, but it was also for a while confirmed that Vernal was the Spring Maiden. So they can just flip shit whenever the hell they feel like it.
And if they do, then they really do need to reevaluate their writing.
Yeah, if they do that, whoever writes in his cane being a relic needs to be fired.
Yeah,
because that is horrible writing.
Maybe a magical artifact, maybe a relic. I think that wouldn't go well with the fandom. Like even hardcore fans would be like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, they said no, it's not. So no, it's not.
That would be jumping the shark if the jet ski was a turd.
Yes, that was quite graphic.
Yeah, that was up there, but I mean, we've had worse.
I'm not wrong.
No,
that was not the. No, you were not.
Dry ramen is so good.
What's good?
Dry ramen.
Dry ramen? Oh my god, that's disgusting.
You're gross.
What the fuck? I'm sorry,
dude,
what?
Dude, I don't know what drugs you're on, but I don't want any and keep it far away from me. Anything that makes me like dry ramen, I don't want.
Naomi,
that I don't want.
I did recently hear of a food combination that's even grosser than that.
I don't
Perpetual ramen.
Cheetos and chocolate.
No, I don't want to hear it. No,
we don't know what you're talking about. We don't hear anything.
Say it.
If you want to tell him, if you want to hear it, do it in a DM, because I don't want to hear it. No.
Back.
Do it anyway. Your state's far away. She can't do anything.
Back.
I am patient and I will find you.
Alright, so
the combination is Cheetos and chocolate pudding.
Ew.
So
on that note, I think I'm gonna go because that just means throw up in my mouth.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Put your big
Actually, before you go, we're actually coming up on.
My big girl panties are gonna rip your tongue out from your mouth.
Ooh, kinky.
All right, shut up. Thank you.
That's my line.
We're coming up on 2 hours. Okay, calm down. Let us hit the 2 hour mark before you take off, because I've got a few announcements I'm gonna make for everybody on where we're going. So real quick, we're gonna touch on what Ruby mentioned in the chat. Did anybody else lose respect for Raven?
No.
I didn't know. I love Raven.
I never had respect for Raven.
Can't lose what ain't there.
A little bit on my part.
And now, follow-up question. If you have respect for Raven, why?
I have a lot of respect for Raven because, even though, she's a terrible mom. I won't deny that. She's a terrible wife. Won't deny that. But as a village leader, as a maiden, as a strategist, because I'm sorry, putting out there that Bernal is the spring maiden to the point that even Salem and Cinder believe it. these people, Salem, who is supposed to be this major enemy, believe that Vernal is the Spring Maiden? That's a badass strategy in my book, okay? Like,
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm not entirely sure that Salem actually knew that Vernal was the Spring
No,
Maiden
because Salem does not seem the type to sit there and send one of her own in there with false information. Salem's a lot of things, but
No. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Nobody's attacking you. Calm down. There's no need to fight about this.
I'm not fighting.
But you're very
she's
aggressive.
passionate.
You're very aggressive.
She's
I'm
passionate.
aggressive and a passionate person.
She's
I've been like that
passionate.
since
Let
the
her be
first
passionate.
podcast.
Let
Okay.
her be passionate.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm still just eating.
I was trying to say something. You were not gonna let me finish.
Nope.
That's,
Then finish. Go on. I'm waiting.
what I was gonna say was, yeah, I agree that she had a great idea in creating a decoy. All I was gonna correct you on, well, not correct you. What I was gonna point out is that while Salem knew that the Spring Maiden was with Raven, I don't think she knew that who that. Well, in the end, turned out to be a decoy maiden, but I don't think she knew that girl, like Vernal, was exactly the Spring Maiden. I mean, we knew that Cinder knew, but I mean, we don't really know for sure that Cinder reported that fact back to Salem. Just maybe confirmed that the Spring Maiden was in fact with Raven's tribe, but not that it was this girl called Vernal. That's all I wanted to say.
The point of the matter is that Raven, that was still a good strategy. So my respect for her as a strategist is up there.
Yeah.
But like I said, my respect for her other aspects, like her mothering skills and her wifing skills, are not there at all.
Yeah.
As a person, she's terrible.
I do have respect for her fighting abilities. She's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
That too.
I really wish I didn't drink all my iced tea.
Well, I mean, I agree with you with Raven being a great strategist. She actually is a pretty good strategist. Yes, horrible mom, totally deserves Mom of the Year award,
But
man.
then again, who wouldn't be a horrible mom? Raising a kid ain't exactly.
Well,
there's letting your kid's arm get chopped off, and
yeah, kind of just put you down there at the bottom of the pile.
Well, she did keep to her word of only saving Yang once. She did keep to her word of only saving Yang once, and that was against Neo.
That's true.
Yeah, but I mean,
are
you limited to one time as a parent though? I mean, your kid falls off. Your kid falls. You catch him once. You're like, all right. After this, you're SOL.
No. I, as a parent, if no matter how pissed off I am at my daughter, and trust me, my daughter pushes my patience a lot, I've never actually let her become mortally wounded. Okay, yeah, she's jumping off the second step from the bottom. I'm going to tell her to stop. I'm going to give her multiple warnings. I'm going to remove her from the stairs. And if she continues to do so, I'm going to let her do it until she falls on her butt and cries. Why? Because pain is a very, very good lesson.
I agree with
that. Well, here's the thing, though.
But
we gotta
do
remember.
you let them?
I'm down there, Fire Lord Ozai.
But do you let their arm fall off?
You gotta teach your kids. Okay, just one thing. You gotta teach your kids that consequences, that actions have consequences. What Naomi was saying here is a perfect example of that. That doesn't make her Fire Lord Ozai. She's just teaching her child that if you continue to be a dickhead, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Especially after multiple warnings and physical removal from the thing that's going to cause you harm. If you're not going to listen, I'm just going to let you jump off the step. Eventually, you're going to slip and you're going to bust your ass. And you know what? You're going to cry. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but you're going to learn not to jump off that step again now, aren't you?
Exactly. I completely agree with that.
Kids are stubborn. They never learn. Not even as they get older.
That being said, I hate kids, so...
I also hate kids.
But I mean,
no, you can stay here.
Oh, is this the moment where we give a shout out to your son?
I was actually about
I
to.
already forgot his name.
Go in there.
Hi, Gabriel, by the way, because no one else said it. Hi, Gabe.
Hi, Gabriel.
Oh, hi, Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel with Iglesias with an I.
You wouldn't get that. I assume.
With an I.
Still best co-host.
Yes,
I'm
I
not
said it.
fat, I'm fluffy.
But all right, so real
Best
quick.
one is damn deodorant fucker.
So real quick, also
Con.
second shout out to Imperial Dawn for letting us use his artwork. Definitely go check it out.
Yes.
I really like the sketch work.
Oh,
This
PR work.
sketch work is really awesome. I honestly I never don't really see sketch artwork very often. I like it a lot. It does really well with it.
Yeah, like he's this dude. Awesome, awesome work. I wish I could draw like that. Like I said last time, I could ruin a stick figure.
Go support him.
Damn.
Go support
Yeah.
him.
This artwork is awesome. And I think we've got 10 or 11 pictures in there, and so it's just
Yeah, I wish I was able to draw like that too, because if I ended up having to draw sin, it would just end second-degree murder.
Oh dear God.
You just cut off, and I heard you say second-degree murder.
Who doesn't love
That's
second
where
degree
he
murder?
stopped.
Probably even funnier.
Yeah, but all right, so we're coming up on 2 hours.
Yep.
So
Let's keep going.
Well, we'll keep
mean-
going, but real quick because 2 hours is coming up. Just want to point out a few things coming up. Obviously, RWBY ended. Done.
Yes.
I mean, you don't need. I mean, that's obvious. So, with where we're going, this Friday podcast is asshole with a truck. We're going to.
About me.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and take this off season, and because we missed the first 4 volumes, we're gonna go ahead and backtrack.
Oh,
So
Yes.
we're going back to volume 1, episode 1.
Yes.
Because the episodes are short, whoever gets selected for that week, I'll let you know which episodes we'll be discussing, because it'll be anywhere from 2 to 3, maybe 4 episodes all in one shot. So I'll let everybody know what
Just watch
episodes
the whole
we're going.
season again.
I was doing that earlier, actually.
And
Trying
so,
to watch.
since
Had
we
like 2
missed
hours to the podcast, and then I was trying to watch the entire season 5 before the
Yeah.
podcast. Anyways, go on. Sorry,
Right.
Raven.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead. This podcast will bounce to a RWBY backtrack. So we'll be back to Volume 1, Episode 1, starting next Friday.
Sweet.
We're
Still
going
best
to as well, not this week, but probably the week after. We're going to add in a gaming time frame. So, excuse me. I need to get with Naomi, and we need to figure out a channel, or not channel, but another channel in the Discord, because I need to get sorted on who has what games for the and
Just any games or like RWBY
PC, PS4, whatever, don't matter. Only thing I don't have is Xbox, so if it's Xbox,
I just have PC.
you're Xbox.
Alright, well, send me a DM after the stream and we can discuss it. I'm not going to bed anytime soon.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you a message afterward then. But yeah,
I have a PS4 and that's it.
Okay, yeah, because I have a PS4 too, so I can easily stream PS4.
I have
as
a
well.
PS4.
Yeah, so
I have PS4. I have Xbox One.
I have a PS4.
Don't say that to Kato. Oh God, don't say that to Kato. That ends terribly, trust me.
So we're
I
gonna
have
go
a
ahead.
toaster
and
that
add
serves as a
Are we
laptop.
going to be doing something for RTX Friday?
Say that again. I'm
That's
sorry.
a question.
What now?
Question says, are y'all going to do something for RTX Friday?
I
I'm
can't
actually.
afford it.
I am going to be attempting to go into RTX.
Yeah.
I'm not
good luck.
going, sadly.
And I myself am actually going to try and cosplay as Mercury there too.
Yeah. That was actually I was gonna touch on that as well. Real quick.
Don't get shot in the leg.
Friday RTX, it'll I do believe where they hold RTX has Wi-Fi, so and I'll be there Friday, so I'll go ahead and live stream Friday from there. We won't have a sit down podcast like this. It'll be there. So if anybody else is there, let me know, and we'll go ahead and we'll just have a bullshit chat on stream. And
I wish I could go.
It'll be my first time being back in Texas. It'll be my first time being back in Texas in over a year.
Yeehaw!
I've never been to an RTX, so.
Neither have I. This will be my first time too.
I've been to Texas.
Go
I've
to
never been to
Whataburger.
Texas.
Go to
Never been out
Whataburger.
west, so.
Yeah.
The first thing you
I've
need
been
to
to Spain.
something you need to easily, something you
Well,
need.
I've been clear to Spain, but I haven't been to a country that is in the been to a state that's in the country that I'm in. So okay, that's great.
So the RTX we will have one. The gaming one, I'm still working the date on when that one's gonna start. Hopefully it's 2 weeks from now. And then the other one we'll have the RTX. It'll be RWBY recaps on Friday, and we'll be starting back from Volume 1. There'll be a short, maybe 20-30 minute podcast on RWBY Chibi as well.
Which I started watching finally.
Yeah, and that one, still picking the time on that, so we'll have another podcast for Chibi, or we may roll it in with... Nah, we won't. Never mind. So there'll be a podcast for Chibi.
We can set up a schedule, Raven, if you want.
Yeah, I've got a kind of a schedule worked out, just because I'm trying to work a sweet spot time slot in between streamers, and so I've got a whole grid of fucking streaming time slots of trying to slide them in.
Well, if you want to send some stuff to me, I can help you work it out.
All right, and so we'll have a game one, and then hopefully within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Also want to start up one where we do cosplay. Basically, because there's a lot of cosplay people, or there's a lot of people that want to do cosplay that don't know where to start. I've cosplayed several times before, but I've never built one from the ground up. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can build one with y'all, and just see how that goes. Because I've never built one. I've always bought, and so I have until RTX to make one, and so the game plan is to make one by that, and so there'll be. And so, if anybody wants to be part of a cosplay development stream, let me know. Depending on how interested everybody is in that, we'll time slot that
Hello,
or not.
am I back?
Yep, you're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I guess my Discord had some sort of hiccup because I stopped hearing everything.
Oh, that's weird.
I was wondering why it was so quiet.
No, my Discord just stopped working for some reason. I'm back. No.
So before we sign off, can I just add one last thing? I am so annoyed with Rooster Teeth underutilizing the anime voice actors that they get in for the smaller roles they have.
Yeah, it does seem like those roles need to be expanded more.
Yeah, like fucking Sienna Khan. She was so cool, and she was voiced by Monica Rial. And then she dies, and I'm like, motherfucker. Not to mention,
I mean, they might bring her back in as a different character later. So, I mean, that's a possibility. But
the only three consistent voice actors that are going to be in the show for a long time is Aaron Dismuke for Oscar, Vic Mignogna as Crow, and I can't pronounce her first name, but voice actor Jeremy Lee. Yes.
Yeah. She was Lucy in Fairy Tail. Ironically, she also wears a whip in that. She also uses a whip in that show.
And she's also Makoto in Persona 5.
Yeah,
best girl.
But I hope everybody had a wonderful season. Hope y'all enjoyed the podcast.
I did.
I hope they don't drop.
Until next volume.
Until next volume, we're gonna go ahead and go backwards.
Let's pray they don't drop the ball in volume 6.
They better not.
Still best co-host.
Hey Frieza, it looks like you dropped the ball. Drop the ball.
So other than that, so far that's all I have on the docket for progression into the off season. So if anybody wants to be part of those, we'll be making, between me and Naomi here, probably in the next 15 to 30 minutes, we'll have the Discord channels appropriated for those. And other than that, I think that's all I have on the docket for announcements. Yeah, I think so. We will. I still need to send out whoever wanted those RWBY cards. I still need to send those out.
You were serious about that?
Yeah, I ended up sick, and I didn't want to send y'all cards with strep attached to them, so I ended up not sending them.
That is probably a good plan.
So I've cleaned them. So I'll hopefully be sending those here in the next week or so. I do want to go ahead and grow the Discord some more. So what I want to do is incentivize bringing new people in. Everybody should have access to be able to at least bring everybody to a general chat, if I'm not mistaken. If you
yes,
don't,
they have that permission.
Okay, I thought so. So what I want to do is set up a system where when you bring people in, once a month, whoever brings in the most people will get one of those highly limited holographic ones.
Ooh.
And I'll send one of those to whoever brings in the most people per month. And I'll give you a list of all the ones I have, and boom, you'll get to pick out of that list as long as you don't take my Nora or my Cinder. And you send me Nora, I'll send you. If you ask for Nora, I'll send you Anthrax. I won't send you Anthrax. Dear God, I just said that on fucking. That's it.
No, you can't do it because
I'm on a government watch list now.
What's on the internet stays on the internet.
Raven, if you don't want them to take your Nora and you don't want them to take your Cinder, do not put them on the list.
I'm not going to put them on the list, but someone asked for my
Then
Nora,
why did you say
there will be
anything?
hell to pay. Because I know someone will ask, do you have a Nora? No, I don't have a Nora. I have a Nora. You don't have a Nora. You don't get the Nora that I have the Nora. My Nora.
This is the part where I suggest you go see a doctor because that sounds like a problem.
It's like a kid that just got a really rare Yu-Gi-Oh card and everybody wants to trade him now.
Or even like a rare Pokemon card.
No, you want to talk about rare Pokemon card? I swear to God, it pissed me off. My mom, I had a Charizard card. I had 3 of them that are worth about $12,000 a piece now. My mom fucking threw them away when I was like fucking 10.
Mew card.
Fucking 30 grand on just Charizard, not including everything else I own.
Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
It's an original Mew card that's foiled and it has Japanese on it. It's original. My friend has that.
Damn. Yeah, that's
I used to have that and a few others, and my dad, in all his glory, when he sent me to live with my mom in Georgia, threw all of them away.
Speaking of Georgia, how is that state?
He is so lucky I was in Georgia, because if I wasn't, I would not have a father, because I would have killed him.
Oh!
Understandable.
Bringing up other shows, just remind me, the other thing I had, for some reason, wasn't on my notepad, was,
Necro's the best co-host?
Necro for life. I was gonna go ahead and also, since we are bouncing back and the RWBY episodes are shorter.
Are you a necrophiliac?
Oh, philiac.
That reminds
we were
me
gonna
of that
bring
one
up
quest in
a.
Skyrim.
We were gonna bring up
that one
a
quest in Skyrim where you
new.
fight a necromancer that fucks dead people.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah, he uses like ghosts. Like he is a necrophiliac, but his necrophilia is about ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Like
sounds.
you read his journals and he had like a crush on a girl in a village, so he killed her and then.
Yeah, a milkmaid, and then he killed her.
That sounds like clusterfuck, is what that sounds like.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, but the other thing I was gonna mention was since the RWBY episodes are shorter, for the rewind that we're gonna be doing, there will be an optional podcast because those podcasts are probably only gonna end up about 30 minutes long. So we'll tack on another anime for people to watch. If
I don't watch any other anime except Death Note.
Well, no, like one that people haven't quite, if you've watched it, but it'll just, another episode that it'll be probably some different time during the week, but it'll be a different anime for people to discuss as well, since we do have shorter RWBY episodes now. Since we're having,
I've watched like 3.
So is it like popular anime or like
really
obscure ones?
It'll be maybe a little bit of both.
I'd love to talk about the Devil's a Part-Time.
We'll go ahead and
We'll go
ahead and have a poll of like 4 or 5 different animes, and whichever one wins it is the one that we'll go with. There'll be.
Why don't we just do a weekly poll and have a different topic every week?
Who's gonna dance on the pole? Wait, what?
Oh god.
Hey,
I'm a pole dancer.
dance on the pole.
Hey, listen, we're near the end.
Who's the pole dancer? I'm the pole dancer.
Echo.
Yeah.
Okay, Echo's gonna dance on the pole then.
I'm really good at it too.
I was gonna do a different reference, but I'm gonna behave.
Please don't.
All
I mean, don't leave me alone in the naughty corner.
All right. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and call it right there. We hit 2 hours and 10 minutes. So everybody that tuned in, thank y'all for tuning in. If you want into the Discord, whoever brought you here, they can get you a link, or you can contact me on Twitch and I can send you a link, wherever floats your boat.
Yes.
Other than that, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Don't do anything illegal or.
Oh,
Or if you do, don't get
that
caught.
was my weekend.
Not illegal unless you get caught, Raven. There's a difference.
That's not
Exactly.
illegal.
There you
It's just
go.
getting away with it. It's 2 different things.
It ain't
No. The law is only the law if there's someone to enforce it. And if you're never caught, there's no one there to enforce it.
Besides, the law
Before
says
we
you're
get in-
innocent until proven.
Looking at it.
Before we get
Besides,
into
the
how to
law
kill
says
people,
you're innocent until proven contrary.
Let's
So
end this up. Let's end this
Yeah.
up. So
everybody, y'all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch y'all next Friday with probably episode 1, 2, and 3 of Volume 1. So,
yeah.
backtracking!
Oh my god.
Alright, everybody, y'all have a good one.
Good.
Bye everyone.
bye.
Thank God.
Bye.
Go best co-host.
Bye.